Hi everyone, welcome to Digital Content Production. My name is Sujata Kirby and I'll most likely be your teacher in September. That's me there. I am heavily involved in the creative arts and have experience as a screenwriter, director and editor, as well as in marketing and design. This presentation is a surreal experience. Usually we have you in the classroom introducing you to the course and to each other, but for now I'm hoping this narrator PowerPoint will help. The purpose of this presentation is just to cover the contents of the course and introduce you to your summer assignment. One thing I really want to stress to you is that you are able to contact me should you need any help or assistance, and that is why my email is right up there on screen. Please feel free to drop me a line if you have any questions or queries, either about the course or the summer homework. Okay, so I thought I would start with some frequently asked questions, like how will I be assessed? These are just questions that I receive most regularly, so if you do have a burning question, just drop me a line and I'd be happy to chat to you about it. So firstly, what are you going to be studying? I'll discuss this more in another slide and look at each unit, but you will cover a range of things such as learning to write like a journalist, photography, and page layout and design. You'll be assessed through a mixture of internal and external assessments. This means that some of your work will be marked by your teachers and some will be sent to the exam board. It's always important to keep a folder of your notes that is neatly organised in case there are discrepancies with your grade. By using your folder, we will have the evidence to back up all of your hard work. As for facilities, the department has a new Apple Mac suite, which is perfect for using the Adobe Creative Cloud applications such as Photoshop and InDesign, which are industry standard pieces of software. We also have a photography studio and cameras that you can hire. With regards to where this course might take you, there really are no limits. Digital content production has highly transferable skills and you can utilise these to follow your dreams, whatever those dreams may be. The most popular choices from past students have been to go into teaching, journalism, marketing and advertising, or graphic design. And whilst the majority of students on this course tend to head to university after college, some go for apprenticeships and some even go straight into work. In order to be successful on this course, there is some equipment required from you. First and foremost are the basics, a notepad and pens. You should have a different notepad for each of your subjects and you should ensure that you write neat notes and file them away so you can revisit them when necessary. With writing notes in mind, please bring a whole pencil case and not just one singular pen to class. It does happen and pens do run out. Other pieces of key equipment would be a USB stick in order to back up your work and headphones. Headphones are optional and only if you want to plug in your headphones to the computers to listen to music. Please remember that our computers have standard headphone jacks, so they will not support Apple inputs or Bluetooth headphones. You need the standard 3.5mm jack. The most important thing you need is a good collection of magazines and newspapers, and it would be a good idea to start buying and collecting them now. Please make sure you get a variety of genres, such as some music magazines and some housekeeping ones, and also magazines aimed at different audiences. For example, Rolling Stone, which is usually aimed at older men, versus My First Pet, which might be aimed towards younger children. This table covers the units that we look at each year. However, these are subject to change. For example, you may learn digital graphics or photography instead of image manipulation. At the bottom there, you have Unit 3. This is a big unit covered in your second year, which is worth double all of the others. However, it is also externally assessed by the exam board, meaning it's like an exam. You'll complete it in silence and then we'll send it off. But at the same time, it's also like a controlled assessment because you'll do it in the classroom on computers rather than in an exam hall. So now we're on to the summer homework, where you have 3 tasks to complete. Task 1 is to write an article about COVID-19. To help with this, there are some suggestions of topics you can use at the bottom of the screen, or you can choose your own. It should feature at least one image, one graph, and one link to a useful website, and should be about 500 words in length, and the purpose of this is to make the public feel calm about the crisis. On the left here, you have lots of names of magazines, and what you need to do is go through every single one of them and copy and paste any front cover from all of them into a PowerPoint. You then need to look at what you notice about the magazine with regards to style, colour, font, the use of a celebrity, the text, how much there is, how little there is, how large the images are there any giveaways, and all the sort of things that you notice visually. For task 3, you need to choose 3 magazines or newspapers that you have purchased. When you are about to do task 3, I would recommend picking 3 different ones that are aimed at different audiences. For example, one aimed at men, for example, men's health, one perhaps aimed at women, like good housekeeping, and maybe one aimed at children. The first thing you need to do is find an advert inside of that magazine or newspaper. Think about the language that's being used to entice the audience and what kind of audience they're trying to attract. Is the audience for this advert the same as the audience for the rest of the magazine or newspaper? Think about how they're attracting their audience. What colours and fonts are they using? Do they have any images? Why or why not? And what effect does the image have if they have one? Or what does the effect of the lack of image have? The next thing you need to do for the same 3 magazines or newspapers is to pick an article. And you need to read it thoroughly. Read it twice or 3 times if it helps. And then you need to discuss the kind of language used in this article. Is it informative? Is it trying to make the audience feel a certain type of way? How are they doing this? What kind of language are they using? Think about GCSE English, where you learnt things like similes and alliteration. Consider whether it's informative. Consider whether they're using images, charts or graphs, and what effect this might have. Also, look to see if they've pulled a quote from the article and made it bigger to attract attention. And if they have, is the quote appropriate? What effect does it have? Consider what the heading looks like. Does it capture your attention? And if so, how? Please remember that as you're going through to keep hold of all the print media products that you use, as they may be useful later on in the course when we ask you to bring things in. Remember that all of this homework is due in on the first lesson back after the summer holidays, so please ensure that you bring it with you. For task 3, please make sure that you write a good amount, no less than 300 words for each print media product. Your analysis should be in-depth and thoughtful. Okay, so hopefully I've answered any questions that you might have had about digital content production. And if not, remember that you can drop me an email and I'll help you out the best I can. For now, stay safe, enjoy the summer, and I look forward to meeting you in September.